Please welcome to the stage, wonderful Leighton FF! Don't you just hate it when the last act does your material? I'm Leighton. I've been doing comedy a while. I was doing a competition recently. The aim of this competition was you was supposed to last 5 minutes. It was a comedy competition. It wasn't porn. And so yeah, I did last the 5 minutes. But when I went up on the stage, I was so pumped. I actually tripped up and fell on my arse as soon as I got up there, and then somehow I recovered and I beat the 5 minutes. And then I was quite impressed, like surprised by myself. And then I realised, you know, like in real life I've got quite a lot of experience of making a fool out of myself. So it worked out. And after I finished the gig, another comedian, this next bit is actually quite funny, a comedian that beat the gong with no lights, fucking bastard, I got one, he came up to me and he was like, so how did you start comedy? And I didn't really think about it, and so I just said, I just sort of fell into it. And he said, well, you did tonight. It's good, relying on what other comedians say to get my laughs, winner. So, yeah, like, as well as being a klutz, so that's Yiddish for clumsy, I'm also autistic. You know, people say I struggle in social situations, you know, and it could be a bit offensive at times, believe it or not. So, you know, I'll do my best to live up to that tonight at one point during the set. If I don't, then I'll be disappointed in myself. Fuck the mainstream, motherfuckers. Hashtag comedy gangster. They don't call me Leighton Rebel Roth for nothing. Now I've lived up, I have to live up to the hype now, fucking hell. So, if I remember my next line, that will be good. So, you know, I am autistic, and there's lots of autistic comedians. I think that's quite good for comedy, and that's like, and it's quite good for autism, but it's bad for me because that means my angle isn't so unique anymore. So I've got a plan. I've got a plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to round up all the autistic comedians and kill them. But there is some problems with that plan, because when I round them all up, I don't think I could look them in the eyes. That was a joke about autism. Only 165.5 and a half more to go. So the second issue with that joke about rounding people up and killing them is I'm also Jewish, so I should know better than that. Said I'll be a bit controversial, so at least I've proved my point. I'm not chatting shit, but you know, it can be difficult being autistic. I was at a competition recently. It was a different one. I'm not repeating the same bit. I'm autistic, but I'm not brain damaged, not yet. A few more years in comedy and I will be. So this was a tougher gong show. It was Manchester Comedy Store, and they see this fresh-faced autistic London comedian talking about autism, and the Northerners wanted to eat me up. Two cards straight away, and like some sort of hero, I battled back and again, beat the gong. Didn't win, but it's the taking part that counts. and then you know, yeah, I can see you're flashing me, James. But I think it's the good sort of flashing. They've come out to me outside, and the people with the card, and said it was a bit of a slow start, but you know, I thought you was really good, man, and you improved, and I love the autism character. I said what? I said what character? He said, come on, you can't be like that all the time. You've got to be making it up. And you know, I told him to F off, and I swear at him, you know, anyone that says my autism is a character, I always tell them to F off. And the reason that I do that is because my character also has Tourette's. Please welcome back your wonderful MC, James. You've been a great audience. Cheers, have a good night. Thank you.